You know what,
Last year
Jason?
I probably did maybe a couple dozen total, and I thought, oh, that'll last us all through the winter. Kids had them all eaten before winter even started. They had them all eaten.
When we moved in, I had shelves full of empty jars, and I almost sold them. And then my son-in-law and Beatrice said, "Well, I'll take them, or I know somebody will take them." Well, it took me a year to get him to get them, but there was probably 11 paper boxes or more that we carried out of there. So.
I don't know. I made some that should be plenty spicy. Because last year, my chili peppers didn't come on till after I was already done doing pickles. So I pickled some of those. And on this last batch, I took those and I cut them up and put them in the jar. And I also dumped the juice out of that in with the mix. And then I had fresh jalapenos from the garden. And I cut up a couple of those.
Those would be a little warm.
You told me one of the way I made it wasn't hot enough.
Okay, well,
We'll see.
remedy
I'm
the
hoping
hot.
this is going to like burn his tongue.
The greatly huge pickles, what I used to use cinnamon pickles.
Right.
But I haven't made those for a lot of years. They take a long time.
They do, and a lot of
yeah.
sugar.
I'm not super excited about it or anything.
Well, that sounds good, actually. I've never had it.
Yeah, worst case.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be able to back Okay.
Sounds good.
Never even made a drive.
Really?
She didn't care if people bring forks out.
I did not.
You'll send me to the doctor with that.
They're spicy, but they're not any worse than
I have mango Pepsi. My husband
Just the
got
word
hooked on that.
habanero just scares me.
if they're done right. If you want to make your cup,
Todd planning on coming?
He came and then he went, I think, to the restroom. Yeah, because he brought his cup in his pocket. Yeah.
Call this meeting order.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Pipia,
Present.
Fry,
Present.
Schroller,
Here.
Hughes,
Present.
Feigman,
Present.
Price,
present.
Barons,
Present.
Trump.
Present.
8. Got a quorum.
Okay. Next up, we have the approval of the minutes.
To approve minutes, the regular stated meeting of June 28, 2021.
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 8-0. All right, next up, we have public comment. Is anybody here for public comment?
Hi, I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on how things are going. I've had several more trailers of stuff coming out. So, and it's just a very slow process. When is the hearing date for this?
There's no more hearings.
There's no more hearings?
No more hearings.
Okay, I didn't, so I'm still working on it.
Okay.
So when are you looking to start the demolition process? And
There's no decision made on when demolition is going.
Okay.
So not in the next month, I would guarantee
Okay.
you that.
hopefully within the next month, I will,
Yeah.
whatever's left, they can just bulldoze.
Okay.
That's just the best decision I have come up with.
Okay.
It breaks my heart, but there's not much I can do about it, because that may, going through the papers and going through things,
Yeah.
whoa. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an update, let you know where I was, because I do have people who would have helped me, but they said once the condemned sign was on there, they don't want to go in there. And I can't blame them. I don't really want to go in there because at this point, it's just yuck. So anyway, this is where we're at. So I didn't want to tell you, I'm still working on it, but when you tell me you've got a date, let's get it gone, then it's done. Whatever's left, you can haul off.
Okay.
Does that work?
That works.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
Is anybody else here? Joe?
Well, if we're all on the same subject, I was.
Well, or you can come up to the podium. And I haven't been very good about it, but, need to please, state your name and your ward.
Joe Cohorst, and I don't even know what ward it is.
3.
612, whatever down there. I was just wondering how much, if I get a little more time or whatever, or when they're gonna start.
Well, I mean, we're planning on going forward with it. How much stuff do you have left in there?
Well, there's not a lot, but quite a bit, big stuff I gotta move and whatever.
Do we have a date?
We don't have a date, but it's not gonna happen this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't guarantee that because right now, Inline's got a couple other projects going on. But if a rain day comes up and their equipment's free,
It's supposed to rain Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but you can't haul it in the rain.
Yeah,
So-
you can't haul
it in the
rain.
but, yeah.
Well, if I could, if I got the rest of this week, I should be able to get the main part of
Okay.
everything.
Yeah, yeah, they were working on some other projects right now, so.
Alrighty, that's all I need to know. Thank you. And I can do it after we close. I think we close tomorrow, so.
Yeah.
And where do I go to close?
Okay. He sent me, I should say exactly, John sent me the closing statement today. He thought he had sent it on Friday. I have a copy in my office. You didn't get a copy from him? I mean, you could probably sign the one I have, because we all
I
have to.
signed something on the thing, but I haven't got anything on, it just said the 13th.
McNish will John McNish will
I'll just
handle
go to
that.
him?
Yeah.
Yes, he's
Yep.
got it.
Well, thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you.
So,
Anybody else here for public comment? Okay, business,
You're on the agenda.
yeah, you're on the agenda here in a little bit.
But you're next.
But you're next.
Actually,
You're
yeah,
next.
you're first up.
Don't sit down.
So, business and discussion items, Dean Thomas.
Well, I'm back again, kids. On the wall, Dead Heels, which is about 6 weeks and 6 days away. It's going really quick. Number one, I would like to thank you all for your generous donation. We appreciate that. Now, where I'm at is, would you like us to use that donation towards the porta potties? Or are you still interested in doing the porta potties in addition to the donation?
What do you guys think?
We do the porta potties for everybody else, don't we?
Yep.
Yeah, so why wouldn't we do
Yeah.
for them?
Okay.
So if you guys want to discuss it, make a decision, then I can take it to my next meeting.
Do we need to make a motion for that? Pay for the
Or
porta
just
potties?
consensus that they'll
Just
pay for
consensus.
Yeah.
porta potties.
So we're paying for porta potties?
Yes.
You're asking for
Yes.
one handicapped and one regular, is that correct?
Yeah, that
That's
ought
what
to
you
be
said?
enough.
Okay,
I mean, I think that's fine.
Okay,
One handicap and one regular.
okay.
Okay. I don't think we really need anything. We might need some, maybe barricades or cones. If that's okay with you guys, I can work with Gary on that. I don't really think there's anything else. Like I say, I want to thank you for what you did on your donation. You might ask them, Cindy, the people back in Washington would like to have the porta potties there Wednesday evening.
Okay.
And
Am
then
I
they-
supposed to call?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then they can pick them up Monday morning if they would like to. I don't know how they work.
Normally they do it on Fridays, so they drop it off the Friday before
Okay.
and then pick it up the Friday after the event.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just when we're in their area.
Yep.
Okay, somebody will be up there. We are planning on putting everything against the alley fence line. The alley south of Laramie, that's where our tent's going, that's where the porta potties are going. We are going to keep the north gate available. If we have somebody go down and we have a medical problem, the ambulance will come in over there and we will go across and take the people out that way. That would be the less congested area. We're not gonna have anybody parking over there or anything. Now, the last thing I need is, what are we doing on the light poles up there?
I've already sent a message to them to not have construction going on.
Thank you, Mr. St. John,
That was
appreciate
one of the first things we talked about.
Yeah, well, I heard about it, and I called the mayor about it, and he said, oh, I totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
We'll take care of it, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, that was nice of you.
Hey, Dean, can we go back to that parking for 1 second?
Sure.
On this little map.
This is what I made. He hasn't seen this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
You have questions too?
No, I created a parking map.
But that little green on the
Thank
north
you.
side, it's not
yeah,
gonna be there.
Get rid of that.
Do I have a copy of that?
No, it's in the agenda.
We can get you one.
But we can get you
one.
Yeah. I created a map that provided ADA parking, regular parking, and bus parking, because we knew that this was gonna be a highly
Thank you.
popular. There you go.
Okay. Okay. Good. Now, I do need that by the 24th, because we're having a meeting the 24th.
Of
And
July?
I can't say, okay, I gotta run this through the guys, because we have golf carts, we have four-wheelers, we have people to shuttle people that can't walk far.
Right.
Okay, we're sitting here. Okay,
We got some slow signs
that's,
I don't know if we have slow signs.
that we could put on 20th Street if they gotta cross that. Just
Get
even,
some made.
no, even like the barricades.
Uh-huh.
Just, be like a road construction sign that just
We
pops
got
up that says slow.
Yeah. We
Okay.
have Minute Works, construction,
Something like that.
stuff like that. We can
Just
see
something
if
to
we got
slow them
something.
down, because if they're gonna be crossing 20th Street.
Yep.
Let's slow it down in there.
Mr. St. John, are you wanting to put the school buses in the yellow also?
Yeah, all bus, so they'd come up, they drop off, that's how I envisioned it, and then they go down there and park.
So they could drop off at the Legion and then go down there?
Yes.
Thank you.
That's the
Good
idea.
idea. Good idea. I like that. I was going to ask if we could use that area, because there shouldn't be any ball games, thank you, Parker. There shouldn't be any ball games or anything, so it'd be ideal if we could use that.
Yeah, so we'd get rid of the north parking area, because you're gonna have all that.
Thank you.
Covered up, yeah.
If you have any questions, get a hold of me. We are going to use your police department and your fire department when the truck actually comes to town, which may be led by, it could be led by 100, or it could be led by 500 or 600 motorcycles. So it's gonna be quite an ordeal coming in. I haven't got to talk to the schools yet. I'm hoping the children can get out. I think Parker and I have discussed the fire department thing on traffic control. I've already talked to your chief and the sheriff. We're all on the same page. I went to Beatrice and talked to everybody up there, so everything is set. So if you have questions, somebody up
What's the
there.
dates for sure?
What's the dates for sure?
Okay, it will be arriving here. We will leave here to escort it at noon. It will come here and enter Marysville approximately 3 p.m. Now, that may be off 15 minutes. If we have some kind of accident in Beatrice and we can't get through, it may slow things down.
On what day, Dean?
That's on the Tuesday, the 24th of August. And we should be we arrive at the site, it's what happens. Then all day Wednesday is a setup day. It takes 6 to 8 hours to set it up. It will be open to the public Thursday morning at midnight, and it runs 24 hours a day. And it leaves, when the last person leaves, 2 o'clock on Sunday, we tear it down.
So Thursday morning, you said at midnight it opens?
At midnight, it will open. And there are a lot of veterans in the southeast corner up there, Pawnee County, Gates County, that spend a lot of time down here, so I have vet reps up there notifying them to come down too, because when I went up to the truck stop and explained it to the owner, he was just elated that it was gonna be there. He wanted to go see it. I said, no, we're not gonna set it up here. It's gonna be in a semi up here. We're just parking here. If you wanna see it, you gotta come to Marysville. And there were several veterans in there that, man, I've had phone call after phone call about, well, when can we come and see it? And what's it cost? And blah, blah, blah. Well, there's no charge for it. So yes, I think it's gonna be a pretty good sized event. And you have Boss Nationals that same weekend. So we're gonna see if we can put a bus downtown and shuttle people back and forth every 45 minutes or so. So I think it's gonna be quite a week. So I think one or two of you probably have my phone number if you need anything. Thank you again for all you're doing. I appreciate it.
Do we need approval for the four-wheelers and golf carts and stuff up there?
If they're on the street, if they ever touch the street, yeah, I would just be safe, yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
So we need to make a motion, or?
Move to authorize the use of golf carts and ATVs for the event for the Wall of Heels.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? 8-0.
Now we're gonna do the resolution for the parking.
Yes.
Probably.
Anybody that would like to come to the meeting, we have one on the 24th of this month at the Legion at 3 o'clock. If you're interested and you would like to come up and ask questions or listen to the discussion, I'm more than happy to invite you. I'd appreciate it if you'd come. All right?
All right. Thanks,
Thank you very
Dean.
much, Dean.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Yep. All right, we do probably need to pass a resolution to shut down those streets and everything for the event.
Move to approve
Parking.
resolution 2021-7, authorizing the temporary and no parking signs around the facility.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? 8-0. All right. Next up, we have Mackenzie Maddox. I think she's here. Permit request for Black Squirrel Bark Park alcohol consumption.
What's it for?
They're raising
A fundraiser, I think,
funds for the dog park.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
7-1.
That is not, that is on down where the bark park's gonna be.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it
Yep.
showed
It
anyway.
just shows it's gonna be right off Jackson
It
Street.
is, right on the street, yeah, okay, just so you people know where it's
Yeah,
gonna be.
if it was back in where the park was gonna be, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
There's no bridge yet.
Well, that's why I said, if it was in there, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I don't want it that close to the street. That's just an awful small area to have that many people.
Is that true?
Okay.
Next up, we have Kate Tomer, with a squirrel crawl, blocking off some streets and alcohol consumption.
Hello. So I'm representing Squirrels Just Want to Have Fun. That is coming back on August 13th. This is the first time we've ever came to you guys because we're doing a little something different. We would like to have the council approve the barricading from the northeast corner of the Helvering Center, which I did talk to Ashley with Marshall County Agency of Aging, and she said it was okay with her as long as we steer clear away from the food trucks that do come in there on Friday afternoon. So as long as that's all clear, we're good to go on that. And then blocking, okay, so the Helpering Center to Alliance blocking off the alley, and northeast side of 7th Street to Broadway, and then the alley between the two 7th Streets and 2 barricades on Elm Street blocking off the parking lot. And we would need a total of 6 barricades. The next thing
You're erecting them?
Huh?
You are putting them up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I don't want to spend our time setting something simple like this up. So.
Yeah, we're gonna be setting up kind of that morning, late afternoon. We'll get half of it blocked off, but then the other half will wait for the food truck to come in and we'll do the other section. And then we would like to ask the council for approval of the consumption of beer within the barricaded area previously requested. We will have signage on the barricades, and this is a 21 and over event. And we will do all the necessary paperwork for this request. And we are working with Wagon Wheel, so they'll get an extension of premises and do all the paperwork for that through the state as well. Then we had also asked if we could have 4 trash receptacles. We would dispose of the trash ourselves. We would just, if we could have it put behind the back of Wagon Wheel that morning around 11 o'clock, then we would put it where we need it, and then the Monday following, we'll just keep it in the same spot already trash disposed of and ready to pick up, so we'd just be borrowing them. And then we also plan on having a DJ from 7 p.m. to 11. We could get approval for that as well. And then for the outdoor speaker system, we'll be using that anywhere from like 4 to 9 p.m. for announcements or just playing music for a little bit.
Those up and running? Okay. Maybe.
I know, it's okay. We'll just do what we can with it. I know for when we're down there that night, we have a little speaker unit that we used last year. We could do something like that as far as we do a basket giveaway at the end, so that's what we'll use for that. But we'll see. It'll be okay. Either way.
We'll make it work.
We'll make it work.
There you go.
But do you guys have any questions?
Really, I don't. This sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm excited. I got to participate last year, and I had just turned 21, so like obviously first time, and it was a blast. But and I got engaged too, so that was pretty neat. I don't think anything can match last year's event, but no, it'll be a really fun time, and I know the downtown businesses are looking forward to it as well, just as much as the participants. But
Right.
okay,
I've
good.
been every year, so.
Okay, are you guys good?
I think so.
All right,
Thank
thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Move to approve the request for Squirrels Just Want to Have Fun on August 13th downtown.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Veto.
Need to make one for the wagon wheel too.
She's bringing it. She came and asked me
Okay.
because she has to get hers from the ABC at the state first. And then she brings that extension permit.
Okay.
Okay. Next up, we have Will Ralph with the foul ball protection at Lakeview.
All right, I got a hold of Gurok about doing the shade nets, and they told me that it's really not a good idea. They cause so much more drag from the wind. If we're in a windy spot at all, that they're gonna cause the poles. We'll have to add more poles. So that's
It's a
what they
windy
said.
spot.
Yeah, it's a really windy spot up there. So from there, it was just everything we talked about at the budget meeting there. The prices. $5,260 for the netting, and $3,498 for the poles.
We have some of this for the netting somewhere, don't we? Foul ball protection.
We have, I mean, it's not designated, but it's, we have money meant for improvements at ball fields. Yes.
What's it gonna come out of?
The recreation portion of the general fund.
You know how roughly that, how much that is?
8758, those two added together.
Okay.
Plus our labor, I suppose,
Yeah. Yeah, it's our labor.
or our labor, so,
Yep,
And I-
labor and concrete.
yep.
And poles are gonna be put in concrete? Is that?
What we're gonna do is we're gonna bolt them down to concrete, we're gonna pour a nice footing for it, and then bolt it actually down, so that way if we have a problem, we can change out a pole.
Right,
That would be, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be a smart idea.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I guess we would make a motion to,
You're gonna assemble it this year, take them down so they're good for next year, correct?
That's what we're gonna shoot for, getting it.
So they'll be all fresh and new when we
Yep,
start next
yeah, it'll
spring?
come down every winter,
Okay,
so.
like the batting cages
Yep,
and that stuff?
yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes,
But we're gonna hope to have this done before high school ball starts, right?
correct.
Good.
Move to approve the foul ball net from Gerlach, 5,260.47, and the poles from Landals for 3,498 for the foul ball network at Lakeview.
Second.
okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Veto.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Will.
Well, he's still
I
here.
got-
I guess he's
That's
got.
That's right, yeah, you got all these.
Now you're up.
First one.
Okay, the first one is 905 Calhoun nuisance, which we had pictures of in our packet. And there is quite a bit of junk. I don't know, what's going on with that?
Concrete.
Like a
drop.
burn pot?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
This is the
there.
deal over on the side, that they had trash in a couple years ago. What they did is they took everything off of the patio area there that we,
Yeah.
sent the letter on and put it in there. So they moved it from one spot in the yard to a different spot.
I'm trying to figure, is it an old foundation for an old
I don't know
building
what
or
it,
something, or what?
like maybe a old fish tank or
Okay.
something like that. I don't know. It's concrete all the way around the bottom.
Okay, well,
Above ground pool.
Is this down
Something.
in that hollow
Yeah.
yeah, it would be.
where Paul and Joanne used to live, Barron's? Where Joanne Barron's used to
Mhm.
live?
Yeah,
Yes.
Lacey, or Joanne
Lacey,
Lacey,
yeah,
Yeah.
same one, yeah.
Yeah, my ex.
Dan Hers,
Yeah, Dan
Yes.
Hers is who I thought
Yeah.
still was there,
yeah, but he's not.
yeah.
Okay.
So they got so long to clean it up, if not, we do, and it's assessed on the
At this
property
point-
tax, correct?
Yes, at this point,
Yeah, we've-
if you do the resolution tonight, they'll have 10 days to clean it up. If they don't, then we'll go in there and clean it up.
And assess it to the,
And
And
assess-
assess
if
it,
they,
correct.
they have the opportunity to pay it, but typically
it gets
it
assessed.
gets assessed, right, yes. 'Cause we send them a bill, and then we assess it. If they don't pay.
Well, I know that property's been on the blighted list for a lot of years. Move to approve resolution 2021-8.
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Veto. Next up, we have the nuisance at 504 Spring.
All right. On this one, it is all behind a privacy fence. It's not always up all the way. Sometimes there's a section falling out of it. But as the code reads, it doesn't matter if it's inside a privacy fence or not, it's still a nuisance. So,
We have been battling this one here for
yeah,
10 or 15 years at least.
25,
Okay.
Okay.
I know, it's been a long time because he just keeps putting it inside the fence, putting it inside the fence. And when the fence blows down, he pushes the fence back up and restakes it and.
okay.
Have you talked to him?
I have not, I've tried getting a hold of him. I actually got a meeting with him tomorrow at about 1 o'clock.
Okay.
He said, I found out that he works nights up at Landall, so I can't get a hold of him when I've been trying.
Mr. Mayor, is this gonna be another one that we're gonna wind up buying in our real estate game?
No, I don't think so.
his taxes aren't delinquent.
I mean, it'll, He'll either pay it or it'll go on his taxes if he doesn't get it cleaned up.
What time's your meeting, you said?
The other
1 o'clock.
option is not to clean them up, just let them go wild. That's your other option.
I didn't hear you, Parker.
Said the other option is not to do anything and let them go wild.
This one
We seem
here,
to be okay with that too.
this one
so
here
I don't-
this one here looks like it's gone wild for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gone wild
Looks like it's
too many
a
years.
rat breeding ground probably is
Yeah.
what it is.
And with each of these, you see the notice of violation, they've received this. And signed for them, or, they've received them, we've went through the normal amount of days. And then the next step, since they didn't clean it up, comes to the council. You guys either approve or not approve a resolution. If you approve, then that 10 days goes into effect. After the 10 days, we can go in and abate this. And like I said before, they have the opportunity to pay the bill we send to them, and if they don't pay the bill, we put it on their taxes. So we're right in the middle of the process of them not cleaning up their property.
Are
Yes, Gary?
these taxes on this, are they current?
On this one it is, yeah.
It is, you
Move
know,
to
he
approve
works. Go ahead.
resolution 2021-09.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 8-0. Okay. Next up, we have, 408 North 9th.
Okay, on this one, I'd sent him a letter. He did not accept it. It came back to us. That happens quite a bit, really. But what I was calling him for was on the tires, stacked up against the side of the building. There's one of them that has a rim, and the rest of them look like they're just tires sitting there. And it's against the nuisance code for that, too. So,
It's not a big fix on this one to
No, it's
take
not.
care of. Move to approve resolution 2021-10.
Okay. Any further discussion? Yes, Barry?
I'm looking at this paper you put out where these people got this, where they've done things or they haven't or whatever. How does one get on this list?
that is the list that we did going around town. I sent nuisances out to. I sent nuisances out to all those people, either a grass nuisance or whatever it is on there. The ones that have not been done are either they've been talking with me and I'm working with them, or the ones that we brought tonight were just the ones that never contacted me, never did anything. They didn't clean up anything, so that's why I came here tonight with these ones.
Well, I understand a nuisance. I also understand when there's a safety issue, and there's been a issue brought to you folks 2 months ago about a safety issue that is a nuisance on 8th Street. They don't ever get on this list. Is there some reason?
That one is not actually a nuisance.
Pardon?
That one is not a nuisance.
I don't see that gentleman's name on here.
He's not on there because it's not a nuisance. You're talking about the one where the person's driveway was right beside the guy's bushes, correct?
The hedge growing in this.
Okay,
the lady's
yes,
complaint.
they are in the right of way, but as it comes out into the driveway there, a driveway is not a public road, so we cannot force them to move them back 35 feet from there.
Then his bushes are in compliance?
They are. With our city code, they are in compliance right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Had a motion second, right?
Yes.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Will.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have resolution 2021-11.
This is the resolution we discussed at our budget workshop. This is what is now required by the state with their new law that if we're not going to meet the revenue neutral rate, which the county has set as 66.37 mils, we have to notify the county clerk that we're not going to, we're going to be above that. that 66.37 mils is lower than our 2021 mill levy. And the reason for that is the law that was passed by the state legislature was they're trying to basically not encourage cities to incur more revenue than the previous year. So they stick a flat mill levy on us, or actually a regressive mill levy, because mill levies go, or valuations go up, that affects the mill levy. Inflation, price of goods, all that affects how we do our mill levy. With our current, since I've been here, the whole goal has been, at least told to me, to keep the mill levy as flat as possible. And to keep even with keeping it flat, or around the same number each year, we would still have to submit this resolution to tell the county that we were going over the revenue neutral rate because of valuation and such things like that. So this is required for notification to the county. Any questions?
Move to approve resolution 2021-11 to levy a property tax.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? Next up, we have the consent agenda.
Move to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? 8-0. Okay, next up, we have appropriations ordinance number 3751.
Move to approve appropriation ordinance 3751, amount of $544,203.72.
Second.
Okay, discussion?
I have a couple of
Yes,
questions.
Diane?
On Ackerman Lock and Key, why do we keep having new locks and new keys made all the time?
We have constant keys going in and out. Which page are you referring to?
Well, Ackerman Lock and Key, I mean,
Page
we
50.
had
Almost
new
all of
locks.
that was new locks at the police.
Very first one.
They
Page
put whole
55.
new locks.
55.
I mean, why are we replacing locks and then we had new at the police department and then duplicate keys for the Kester House Museum? I mean, people can't keep track of their keys.
The museum, that was for the outhouse, they cost $7, but yeah, they made a new outhouse, and then they needed their curators to have
Okay.
keys. We didn't have those before.
Okay, and then we had to install new locks at the police
On
offices?
2 offices,
Right. Yeah, just, sometimes the locks don't work quite well. We have to replace them every so often for $547.30 for locks and keys.
I think it's a good idea to change the keys every so often. I mean, you have employees changing in and out, you don't know if
Well,
somebody.
I can see maybe keys, but I mean, the police department, they haven't been there for that long. I mean, we have old houses and you don't have to put new locks in all the time. I mean, that seems, whatever.
Well, I mean, theirs probably get used quite a bit, because, I mean, they're locked generally all the time. So everybody going in and out is
Well,
using the key probably, I
These
would
are the
assume.
inside office.
Okay,
2 inside offices, yeah.
oh, okay.
so,
I mean, it
Yes,
seems like
sir.
we have bills all the time for Ackerman Lock and Key. We're always replacing locks and keys for something. So, I mean, every month we have a bill. So I think
Great.
people need to try to be a little more careful.
One other thing I was just kind of curious about, because how long are we gonna keep buying accessories for this backhoe? I didn't see where we ever approved that $5,000 for a compactor wheel. These are all things that just keep getting added on to that backhoe.
The $4,986, that's for a compactor that does clay. And it just gets it better. I don't know if you can, Parker, do you have any experience with the compactor?
Yeah, but much as I hate to say this, I kinda agree with Terry here.
It fits.
Should've bought it should've bought it when you bought the hoe.
We just keep buying accessories for this thing. This is about the fourth thing we bought for it, and we have not, as a council, approved any of this. That's my exception to the bill.
Well, this came up because of the water line project that's in front of the fire station. When they started digging into it, the clay that's up there, normally we don't, I mean, don't say, normally, but there's a lot of places in town, that run into a place where we can't compact it so well. This will assist us getting that compacted where, it won't sink as much, after the project is done.
My point is, it never was approved by the council to buy something new for this. This was never taken care of by the council.
The $4,986 is below my limit.
Yeah.
That doesn't say on here that it was according to your budget, your limit. It's about the council approving something here. That's my only argument. We
Okay.
gotta do it right or we don't do it.
No, he has a limit that we approved, and it falls below that limit.
How many times does he get to refresh that limit every month?
There's
each-
no limit every month. He
No.
gets, it's per purchase.
Right. Up to $5,000, we approved for
Yeah.
him to be able to purchase.
Then in other words, he could maybe buy 15 things at $5,000 this month.
Yep.
Right.
Allowing us.
If it comes up and they
I
need them,
just want
yeah.
the public to know that.
Well, I agree with you that I'm not happy they bought it. But it's the proper machine to do the proper job. They're not waiting 2-3 weeks to get our approval either.
I don't
So they
want,
can move forward with
yeah.
it. My
If they
opinion
need
is,
it, my opinion, I don't wanna have the fire station getting held up, because I know that, I mean, we've gotta get our stuff done so that inline can get their stuff done.
yeah,
And if it needs to be compacted properly, so we don't have issues underneath.
the only
finished
thing
parking
is
lot, then-
this machine's not leaving. It's ours.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
And
it's ours.
it's staying, 20 years from now, we're probably still gonna have it.
Yeah, that portion of it, yes, I agree. If we would have thought everything through, we ordered quite a bit for this in backhoe in the first place. And we're used to the council going, or people in general going, nope, you can't have the thing that you think will work for you. And so we try not to ask for much, which kind of hinders us, and that's my fault. But he didn't, staff did not think of this machine until we ran into the issue.
I had one more too. Honeyman, what truck, whose truck was this? This 5561, I couldn't find it on the list of vehicles that we had the new air conditioner for. Is this a new vehicle, a newer vehicle? or-
561, wouldn't it be?
It says 5561.
That would have been, Will's.
Not,
Brand new
no.
truck.
No, it's not.
I
Give
wouldn't
me
think it'd
a
be Will's,
second.
because we got rid of.
Oh,
we're
it's
getting
an
rid of
old
that one.
PD, it's an old PD.
It's
Yeah.
an old, it's,
If you just give me that bill, I bet I can tell. Can you give me the box? I bet we can tell from that. I'd have to look. I'd have to look.
I know somebody went out there.
Let's see, who signed it, that'll tell me.
Well, it'd be nice,
It's one in the Parks Department. It's a truck in the Parks Department.
not one of the new ones then.
No. 561 was originally a police truck. It's one we still
Yeah, but
have.
this doesn't say 561, it says 5561.
We added an extra number to all of them. We had to because they don't fit in our fuel system anymore because our employees went past the number. So anything that used to say 561, if it's in the parks, now says 5561. If it went to the street, it would say 4561. If it went to that's what we did. That's how we fixed it.
Fire
But it
departments.
is in the Parks Department. That's why it's 55.
Well, then if you put that on here, then we would know where it went, then we'd
What-
have some
what
idea where to
department?
look.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is where it went because Dom signed it. So I know
Okay.
it's,
All right. All
and
right.
that is an old police truck.
Okay, all right. But then if you put in here, then we would know where it
Yeah,
went,
I
and we'd
can-
have some idea. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I thought you usually did, that's why I was surprised.
She might not have had room when she typed it in, so, yeah.
Okay.
What'd you do with them bills?
Oh, they're here. Did you want them back?
I didn't sign it yet.
Oh, okay, sorry.
All right, thank you, Cindy.
Yep.
We prove it, I wanna sign it.
Okay,
Okay,
any further discussion?
no, that's all I have.
All right, roll call?
Hippian,
Yes.
Fry,
Yes.
Schroller,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yes.
Spikeman,
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Barons,
Yes.
Thrum.
Yes.
8-0.
All right, next up, Austin with the special change.
All right, first on my list is, the nuisance buildings, i.e., 205 North 10th and 1205 Carolina that we had put out to bid for demolition. I had a conversation with Jason Brenniger, about if these properties were gonna be on the next tax sale or sheriff sale. And he informed me that on the list that he received from the treasurer, 1205 Carolina is up for the process, in which he said August 1st, he would start the litigation, and by the end of the year, there would be a tax sale. He said that 205 North 10th was not one of the properties on the next sale. And I asked him why. He said all he does is get a list from the treasurer. So I talked to the treasurer about it. And she said that 205 North 10th had paid their 2016 taxes in February 2020, which brought them another year, basically bought them another year away from the tax sale. Whether they pay their taxes for this year or 2017, we'll have to see, but they won't, if the process goes the same way next year, they won't be up for sale until the end of next year.
Yeah.
So that's where that was at. However, the council wants to act on that is up to you guys.
So it can't be on the tax sale this year then?
Right.
John Blow buys it for $10,000. That $10,000 takes care of the taxes or whatever's on it. It's not gonna cover everything that's on it.
No. So which one
But
are you,
then-
which one are you talking about?
1205.
1205, so there's about $12,000 on it. So yeah, somebody buys it for 10.
If it goes that high, but
we-
anyway.
Yeah.
Whoever buys it, can we then turn around on whoever purchases the property?
If we've already cleaned it up.
Well,
No, I mean, they buy it, can we turn around and,
it's condemned building.
Yeah.
It's been condemned, yes.
that's, okay.
Yep,
That's what I was wondering, can we force whoever buys it to clean it up?
yeah.
I would think so, yeah.
That's where I was going with it.
Yes. I mean, there's positives and negatives, just off the top of my head, don't take it all. So let's say somebody else buys it. More than likely, they're gonna shy away, people are gonna shy away from a condemned building, knowing that they have to clean it up. So, they might pay $2,000, which doesn't get us any money of our backed
Right.
stuff. And then that's the negative, and the positive is it's off the tax rolls and,
Yeah.
or it's on the tax rolls and, somebody gets it taken care of. Or nobody buys it.
Yeah.
But, like I said, I mean, there's probably more into it, there's obviously more into it than what I just said, but, yeah, we have $7,000 into it right now.
Yeah.
Into 1205?
Yes, 1205,
And that's from cleaning it up the last 2 times?
yes.
Okay.
But if we wait for,
I'd like to see it get cleaned up, but I just don't. If it only brings a couple $1,000s at the sheriff's sale, what it's gonna cost us to clean it up is just. And if no one buys it, what happens to it then?
well, mean, one option for us would be have somebody there, and if nobody buys it, then we buy it, and then we clean it up, and then we sell it or give it to somebody. But I don't think you wanna leave it in that same person's hands as an empty lot, cause I think it would just probably get covered again.
Had a major medical issue now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't know if it
There
would go
is-
back and. to,
There,
like, the
there is a
county or-
question, there's a question on to what actually happens, when, if there's a no sale on a property.
There's a what?
If nobody buys the property on the
Yeah.
tax sale.
I think John talked about that, didn't he, last time or a couple times ago? Cause they always used to say that if the county sheriff auctioned it and nobody bid, then the county ended up getting stuck with it.
And they always have, so far.
But I think they're saying, well, that's not really right. Which, it's kinda like if you hired an agent to sell, like an auctioneer to sell your property and it didn't sell, the auctioneer wouldn't automatically end up with your property. I mean, so I would see where that would make sense. That if it doesn't sell, then it just stays with them, and then I don't know what you do after that, clean it up and try and sell it again, or? No,
Yeah.
I mean, none of the options are good for us, but it needs cleaned up, so. It's kinda up to you guys. I mean, we can basically just sit and wait for the sheriff's sale and then sort it out after that.
I think we're pretty much bit the bullet on this one anyways.
Well, we've already wrapped a lot of money up in it. I don't wanna wrap up any more, but
I don't either, that's why I was
no,
asking
nobody
what our options
does,
were.
yeah, I know. We don't have any good,
Yeah, but by doing nothing, you're also telling everybody else that
you are,
we'll shy away as soon as it comes down to it.
To the hard part.
Yep.
yeah.
And it's an eyesore, and the neighbors have thought it's an eyesore.
It's been a problem for
It
a
is.
while.
Gotta be rat infested.
And it doesn't seem like there's a lot of intent to try and clean it up,
There's none.
so, yeah. So that's not gonna happen. Yeah.
I'd like to see it demolished. I want it gone.
For the sale, or after, or you wanna wait till the sale and then,
I can't hear you, Parker.
I want it gone. And if the guy that gave us the bid is still willing to respond to that, I think it's the best one you're gonna get. I don't think before the sale or after the sale's gonna change it.
well, I mean, you might find more people willing to buy it if it's already cleared off at the sale. But the only bad thing is then we're gonna end up eating that $10,000 on top of the rest of it probably.
But is it in the part of the town, isn't there some sort of an ordinance at that part of town where you cannot put another structure on there if you take that down?
It doesn't go that
It's on the
far east.
residential side.
Yeah, I think it stops at like 8th Street. Down here where I'm at, yeah.
Okay.
But up there,
Is
no.
it okay?
That one's a residential property.
Yeah, I think it stops at that first alley north of, Center Street, I think is where that stops commercial. So you could put another, small house on it.
Oh, there's guys around town that are doing
Yeah.
that. You put
Yeah.
a little-
And they might be apt, if it's an empty lot, to go to the sheriff's sale and bid. They probably aren't gonna wanna bid and spend the next 6 months cleaning that up, probably. So. Well, what do you wanna do?
So can
You
we,
didn't make a motion, did you, Parker?
Not yet.
so,
I'm waiting.
I know we tied that and the North 10th Street property, those bids together. Do we have to take them both down if we?
It's this, since he was the low bidder on both of them, that gives us the ability, or it allows us to ethically talk with them about each property.
Alright,
Because if he came in and he was really low on the property we're talking about, but higher on the other one, it wouldn't be good if we would go, okay, we want your low one, but not the other one. But he was low on both of them, so we can discuss whether he wants to keep that price or if he's willing to honor the bid for the one property. He was still interested, he called me up after, the council meeting and said he was still interested in the properties, or he wanted to know, if we'd approved it so we could put it on his schedule. So it was, that's where he was at.
What's the hurry? On both both pieces?
Well, it's,
What
say
is
it's-
the hurry?
There is no hurry. I mean, it's up to council. I mean, I can see both sides. I kind of fluctuate back and forth. Sometimes I think you better wait. I can see, like Parker's saying, I can see the advantages of leveling it off and having a clear lot to go to sheriff's sale, that I think you'd be more apt to find somebody that would be willing to buy an empty lot
But
compared
it's
to a
not
lot
ours
that,
to sell.
well, it's the counties to sell if they want to. That's up to them.
I'm
If
not-
it's delinquent enough on taxes that it can go sheriff's sale, and it sounds like they're planning on going that direction.
I'm not in a hurry, but I don't know why we passed resolutions and we're gonna give people 10 days if you're not going to stick with what you gotta do and clean up what you've done. You went through the whole process of condemning it and sending the letters out and giving them chances to clean it up. And right now, watching us, I wouldn't touch my property if I had a problem. I'd call your bluff. That's what we're doing, Terry.
But
We're bluffing.
we clean it up and it still belongs to the property owner.
Exactly.
And we're just being
And that's
good
Not
guys.
for-
That's a fair argument. That's a
Not for
fair
long.
argument.
Whatever you're saying, I can't hear you.
I can scream at you, but that
You
wouldn't be
have
nice.
to. If we all talk at once, that's the only way we can hear.
It won't, I mean, it won't be his property for long, because it sounds like they're going to sheriff's sale. I think it's probably highly unlikely that he would be able to come up with $20,000 to pay all the back property taxes and specials, and then a special if we would tear it down. So it's gonna be sold at the end of the year, one way or another. Now, hopefully a private person will swoop in and buy it and do something with it.
So out of the, what, is it 12,000 property taxes on his property?
So 7 of
Yeah,
ours
I could
and 15, say 10, 12, this is,
So seven
yeah,
of it's ours
at
and,
least 7 of it's ours.
okay. So we'd have $17,000 actually in the property, just cleaning it up.
Yep.
Either way, we're losing our behinds, but like Parker's saying, I mean, it's an eyesore. You have to get serious with some of these or nobody thinks you're ever gonna do anything, so.
And the possibility of it being a health hazard. Not a small possibility, it is a big possibility that it is a health hazard.
Plus it's got, or it had open holes from the pictures we saw that one time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Has an open basement so you can get into the basement.
Got a cistern.
In the cistern,
In the cistern.
And an attic.
Yeah.
So what are our options?
Well,
Tear it down or?
tear it down now.
Tear down or wait.
Leave it till the sheriff's sale.
When's this, and the sheriff's sale is not until the end of the year.
End of the year,
End of the year, yeah.
right.
They're
So
gonna
who
have to
has the- Who
rebid
has the
it.
liability on the property
He does.
between?
He does.
He does. Well, that's not gonna, really?
Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could have kids go in there, they
Right.
could get in that cistern, there's a lot of things that could happen.
Right.
And the worst part about it is the gal across the street to the north runs a daycare center.
Oh, I know, yep.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
You can, okay, so if you want, if you're wanting to approve demolition, I would approve pending discussion with, if you go approve this, pending him keeping the price the same. And
For the
then that
only-
way, I can bring it to his attention, hey, you still interested in doing this one, for the same price? If he changes it, I bring it back for your guys' decision-making. But other than that, you leave the property alone, is basically where we're at.
I make a motion that we demo 1205 Carolina pending that the price stays the same as the bid price.
And then what?
Pending that the price stays the same as the bid price.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
So,
Aye.
were you an aye or opposed?
No.
For no? Okay, so, 5-3.
Diane, Terry, and Todd?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I know the neighbors want that property gone.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And it's been an issue for a long time.
Next on my list, the financials. General fund saw a large increase to the second installment of property taxes. So we are sitting at 1.3 million almost in the general fund. The water fund saw a decrease in balance due to payment for the water tower antenna installation and purchase of various water line supplies. Sewer fund saw an increase of $21,120 for the month of June, so that was very positive for the sewer fund. But we'll see a decrease as soon as we start paying for CIPP. And sales tax fund saw an increase of $27,359 after we saw another month where the overall sales tax revenues, that's sales tax fund and swimming pool sales tax combined, we saw it over $150,000 for another, for at least 3 months this year. So we've been very positive on the sales tax. Does anybody have any questions about our financials? None. I think that's the last thing I had on my portion.
Okay. Next up, standing committee reports. Anybody have anything on street?
I read into some, well, a little bit of complaints about intersections kind of being hid by trees and stuff like that. Just keep vigilant and just trim them up.
Okay.
Anything else on street? Diane?
Where are we at on 12th and Spring? Are they gonna do 12th Street and Spring? Are they gonna, do you have any idea what the schedule is? I've got some people that we deliver Meals on Wheels to up in that area, and they keep asking me what's going on. 'Cause
Garrett with AHRS, we met last week to discuss the project. We walked the whole project, and he said they would start notifying the residents either at the end of last week or the beginning of this week. We had West, so they should be demoing here real soon. But he was talking about demoing this week. And in fact, he had me call Evergy we removed 2 low-hanging lines at the end of last week so that their dump trucks can get in and not have to worry about the lines that went to a security light at the corner of 12th and Walnut, and then the street light that's on that curve. So they removed those lines so it would be safer for the dump trucks to dump. So they're gonna hopefully start this week.
So they do notify these people in plenty of time so they can get their vehicles out of their garages and
Yes,
stuff
yep.
like that, so.
Garrett said he'd go around notifying, yes.
Because I have one gentleman who's really concerned about it, and I know he's gonna ask me Thursday when I take his meals, so.
Yep. So, yeah, like I said, we were out last week. He was getting ready to go.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Because I'm pretty sure we stipulated in that contract, didn't we, that they had to be
Done
done by
by-
the time school started?
Yes,
I think.
and they plan to do that.
Okay.
Okay,
Or
Thank you.
fined, yep.
won't be long.
No, it'll be here before you know it.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else on street? Water and wastewater? Parks and Rec? Cemetery and Airport? Police and Fire? Admin and Finance?
Did we get a report on from the fitness center anymore?
Yes, there should be a bill in there you can look at.
No, I know
Oh.
that, but I mean, she used to give us a a report about what was,
I've not seen one since probably 2 years or more.
yeah, it's been a long time. I didn't know, Pam used to give us.
Mostly just firemen go. I don't even know if we have anybody else, after the COVID thing, it
Yeah.
kinda all went away. So we didn't have very many people go anymore.
I don't even know how many people will go or anything.
That would be on your bill. I'd have to look at
Oh, well, see, I don't see the bills, so, but, okay. And then, what about hiring a handyman instead of trying to hire a handyman? And since Will is already our code enforcer and city inspector, maybe we'd have better luck finding a part-time handyman?
Will is the best handyman you could probably get.
Well, I understand.
I mean, that's one of the reasons we hired him. It was also between him and another handyman. So, I mean, it's, very talented. We do hire handymen, when he doesn't have time to do stuff, but, that's one of the reasons. So he can handle some of the smaller jobs that we have around versus having to pay somebody.
Since we can't get a code enforcer, maybe he would have more time to do that, and we could hire a handyman to do,
job by job.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, there are other handyman in town, that would maybe do part-time handyman work, so, and he could do what the code enforcer or inspector, it's just a thought, so since we can't seem to get a code enforcer, so.
Okay, that's a thought.
That is a thought. Free up Will or.
By the job, that way he doesn't an employee.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
or you can do
even
that, yeah.
even a
Smarter.
day a week or 2 days a week or whatever, so, since we can't seem to find a code enforcer, so. And Will is doing a good job now, he's now working on code enforcing, and that seems to be working well, so.
Yeah.
Getting some stuff in.
So, we're getting something done here, so. Just an idea.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else on admin and finance?
Did we find a replacement for out there at the city dump?
No, right now our street guys are doing that, but I'm looking into, I was supposed to have a meeting with Verizon today sometime, looking into a camera system so that we could, put a few cameras out there. So one of our guys doesn't have to be out and taking their, time away from the street department. Haven't come up with a complete solution, but working on it.
What, for the dump, you mean?
Yeah, for the dump.
Is there a way to, hire somebody else in like maybe parks and cemetery, put them out there and then use them in the off-season? It's just a thought.
So we hire, so you're saying just hire another parks person? And then,
I'm just throwing ideas out because here we are again without a dump person.
right.
Yeah.
And it's just ideas. I'm not saying it's gonna work, it's just,
Because the parks is busier in the summer when you want the dump open.
Yeah.
So it's kind of I don't know what we do with them in the winter.
well,
That's the
I
point.
understand that, but
Yeah,
it's,
if we can get the camera system up, that'd be.
I like that idea, but I deal with people that don't dump correctly.
That's
You
mine.
don't want that nightmare, cause it's gonna double your work out there,
Yeah,
at least.
that's my hesitation as well.
Yeah, and then it's also gonna increase your trash bill, 'cause you're gonna haul a lot of stuff into town. Take it to the trash.
Definitely a concern of mine.
Yeah.
But I want this service to be available, so.
No, I
understand.
it.
We're doing whatever we can to make sure it is available.
Okay, anything else on admin and finance? No appointments, city attorney's not here. Roundtable. Bobby? Nothing?
I have nothing.
Todd?
Nada.
Diane?
No. I want to thank Will for getting out there and doing these code enforcing, I think that's good. We got a good start on it, keep it up, so.
Terry?
Well, I have one thing I wanted to mention. I got a lot of hostile people calling me because I went along with something we didn't have on our agenda, and then we changed it and allowed this fireworks to keep going on. Man, I got some bad calls about that. People were really upset that they didn't know.
I got a letter about it, but it's one of the things you can't make everybody happy. I mean, to me, it made sense to extend it by a couple hours because a lot of people, not everybody had Monday off. It's a weekend. And I realize that it does upset some people to have dogs, but I get calls about people whose dogs keep people awake all the time, and we don't have any kind of a bark ordinance that I know of. So.
We didn't need to have that longer. They
No,
shoot them anyway, so it doesn't make any difference.
Well,
so.
but yeah, a lot of people were shooting them off when they weren't supposed to.
That's right.
But that's no reason to not let law-abiding citizens shoot them off.
To finish on that subject, I had at least 4 calls where people said it would be nice if we enforced our rules because they kept shooting after the time limit.
In the police officer's defense, it would be very hard, because what people do is they go out and they shoot off a cherry bomb or something, and then they duck back in their house, or they're throwing it out the side of the car, and it's hard, I mean, it's hard to track those people. You get a report of it, but, you know, who did it? Nobody's gonna stand out there by where it let off and just sit there and wait for the police to show up. So it's very difficult to track them down. I mean.
Just wanted to mention it. There was
I know.
unhappy people about it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's one of them things where you're gonna let a few people that don't obey the rules mess it up for everybody else.
There's a lot of
And
towns
they've-
that they don't get to shoot them at all.
Well, I
so.
know, and they've done that in big cities, but we're not a big city. I mean, that's one of the advantages of a small town is people look forward to being able to shoot off fireworks.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, a lot of big places you can't. Houston, I know years ago you couldn't shoot off hardly anything.
And in Omaha anymore.
No, Kansas City not much.
Leavenworth you can't.
No,
So Leavenworth's not that big.
no. I mean, it might come that way.
Than us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not that big.
I know for a fact, all of North Carolina is like no fireworks.
No fireworks.
Not kidding, not allowed to
Wait,
sell
North
them.
Carolina
Really?
surprises me.
It does,
North
yeah,
Carolina seems like it would be a.
Pine Forest.
that,
Oh, well, yeah, that would make sense.
yeah. A buddy of mine moved out there and he said, I'd love to celebrate the 4th of July, but all they have are sparklers and snakes.
Yeah.
And moonshine.
And why did you say?
Pine Forest.
Pine Forest,
Pine forests are more susceptible to.
dry conditions.
Yeah, Pine's
My
like.
brother-in-law lives in North Carolina, but I never even thought about that.
Yeah, you don't think about that.
Then we have had dry years around here that we have bans on fireworks, but we got lucky and it rained the week before the 4th, and so it ended that super dry spell, but.
Still didn't stop the calls.
Nope.
You can't make everybody happy all the time, fortunately. Anything else, Terry?
No, that's it.
Okay. Keith?
On a new firehouse, I think it'd be, when it's done, maybe have an open house,
Yeah.
a mixer in it or something.
That's a plan. I mean, we were hoping it was gonna be done by 4th, and then I think a lot of it's because of COVID. I don't know how much problem they're having getting supplies and things they need in, but
When do they
It's
stop
getting
having mixers for the year? Is that November or?
October, I think, is their last, but that was like 2 years ago when I remembered this is our, because they had one here, in October, I think. But they could have them year-round if they wanted to,
Well, and inside, if you did
Inside.
it inside.
yeah. So,
That's all I got.
I got nothing tonight.
Colleen?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing, Kevin? I don't have anything either.
yeah.
Have a motion to adjourn?
Yes. Make a
Second.
motion.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
My grandkids were here.
It's kind of hard, isn't it? I